guys, welcome to Hand in Hand Homeschool, and today we're going to do a quick look through or a little bit of a review on the reading reflex. So this is the foolproof Phono-Graphix method for teaching your child to read by Carmen McGuinness and Jeffrey McGuinness. So this is the Phono-Graphix method. Now I have three children. I have an 8-year-old who's a struggling reader, this is why we bought this book. And I also have a 10-year-old and a 13-year-old. Now after reading this book, I thought I would start with them too, because I felt like I'd teach them the complete wrong way and I wanted to fill in any gaps they had in their reading. So I started them on this 8 weeks ago. Now, I have a couple of videos on there. Now I tested my 10-year-old and my 13-year-old when they started, and I just tested them 8 weeks later. So let's have a look at that. Before we look at these before and after tests, I just want to say that my 10-year-old really struggled to learn to read. And it's only in the last year where she kind of picked up a lot, and I thought she was perhaps sight reading a lot. So when I read this reading reflex book, I felt like this is perfect for her. And also I pulled out my 13-year-old when he was in year 3, and he caught up heaps in the first year of homeschooling. But I always felt he was maybe a little bit behind. Not a lot behind, because he caught up so much in that first year of homeschooling. He was literally reading CVC words when I pulled him out of year 3. And by the end of year 3, he was, up to year 3 level. So I wanted to do this with him also to fill in any gaps as well. So anyway, let's have a look at the results. In the reading reflex books, they tell you about testing that needs to be done before you start the program. And it's at the very end of the book. And it has the tests, which you just photocopy, and then you can test your kiddies. Okay, so I photocopied them. It consists of a blending test, I never know how to say that word, phonome segmentation test, auditory processing test, code knowledge test, and composite score. So if we look at my daughter Whitney, who I screened last year for dyslexia, and it said that she probably does have dyslexia. So we're just trying to adjust the way we teach her and compare that. So basically this is what it said. It basically said you add all those scores together and it gives you a score for 5th grade, and she was at 81. So she was only like about 8 points lower than grade ready, which was pretty good considering we're only in term 2 of year 5. So we hadn't yet completed year 5. So I thought that was quite good actually, because she couldn't read much at all at the beginning of last year, and she caught up heaps. So I thought that was pretty good. And then 8 weeks later, using the reading reflex method, she is now at 90. So she is exactly at age level reading grade, and we're just in the middle of year 5. So that is really great. That's a huge jump in 8 weeks after the advanced code. We haven't even finished the segmentation section for the multi-syllable words. I did this test now because these tests don't test for that. So basically, after doing the program for 8 weeks, that's 4 times a week. Just 4 times a week. So that's 4 times 8. She is now at grade level. Before, and that's after. So the biggest, I guess, improvement was, if you look at these results, was the code test. So when she first did 8 weeks ago, she couldn't code all these sounds. Okay? So we need to know that that is a E, and that is a oo, and that is a oo, and that is a oo, and that is a oi. Okay? So that's what we need to know. So she was okay in the first section, but then during these codings, like the O for the boat, the O for the snow, the I, the A, the A, the I, that kind of thing. And that's what this reading reflex really helps with. And then today we have, ta-da, she only got 1 wrong, 2 wrong, 1 wrong, 2 wrong somewhere in here. Where's the other one? This one she got wrong, and another one. I can only see 1 wrong. So maybe her score needs to be higher. Anyway, so, oh no, 1 here. There we go. The quote sound, she forgot about that one. She was working so hard on these ones. Sometimes we forget the easy ones. So anyway, she improved a great lot. And that is for a year 5 student. Okay, so let's put that to side. And then we have my son who was 13, which I thought was probably not going to help him too much. But we did his initial tests, and he was reading 85.9, and he needs kind of 90 to be in his age level. And we only completed 1 term to term 8. So I wasn't too sad about that. I thought it was pretty good actually. So he was, 4 points behind his grade level. And then now we have him at 90%. So now he is in grade level after 8 weeks. 8 weeks times 4 sessions. And again, it was that coding that really improved. So he went to 100% in his coding. So he knows all of them. Whereas previously, where was he at? Previously, he knew a lot of them, but not all of them. So he only got 92% in that one. So definitely improvement. Okay? And the rest of them he was quite okay with. So, so even in a 13-year-old, even in a matter of 8 weeks, he improved from below reading level to age reading level. And we're just now halfway through year 8. So I'm really happy with that. Now, as for my 8-year-old, he is basically starting this from scratch. Obviously, he knows his CBC words, but as soon as it's like blending, that's where he just loses it. It's like he can't retain it in his memory, like the 4 or 5 sounds. That's what I mean by blending, is like squashing them together. There is actually no blending in reading reflex, there's only sound pitches. So we have gotten, we're now covering like sh, th, and k. Here he comes. Want to say hi? Yeah. Hi. So we learnt the k sound, didn't we? Uh-huh. Like chick. Uh-huh. Chick. And chin. Chin. Yeah. So. Bye. And so far, so we've done the sh, the, and the ch, and so far, so good. Now we're taking it. We're in 8 weeks in as well, but we've started from the very beginning. We went going very slow. And we'll continue to keep going slow as long as he's making progress. Now, he's a reluctant writer and has written more in the last 8 weeks than he has in the last 3 years. We've been using whiteboards a lot, which has really helped, and he was writing on the whiteboards for the last 7 weeks. So copying the words, which is a big deal for him. Before, he wouldn't even trace a letter. He didn't want to even trace a letter, so now he was writing on the whiteboard words. And then I was trying to go at my kiddie's pace. So we slowly, we're doing some writing on the whiteboard, and then I slowly added a couple of words on the page with pencil, and now we're adding sentences. So that's where we're at with that. But so far, this is definitely helping. There are definitely moments where he doesn't want to do it, but we try to keep it fun, and we do it only 4 times a week as well. So I am seeing improvements with him. I haven't retested him because he hasn't gone through all the sound pictures, so there's no point retesting him, and I know he doesn't know the second half of the sound pictures, like the E sounds, not the the E sounds and the O sounds and that kind of thing. He knows not the O sounds and that type of thing, so there's no point retesting him. But we are going to keep using this book with him for the next term and see how we go. And also for my 10-year-old and 13-year-old, we will continue on the last section of this book, which is, so we've done the advanced code, and the last section of this book is, I want to say, multi-syllable management. So, it's looking at multi-syllable, like big words, and breaking them down, and knowing where to pause. And that type of thing. So, for example, you can see there. So that is the last piece of the puzzle in this book, and I'm going to continue that with my 10 and 13-year-old, and seeing it's helped them so much already, I'm going to continue on and just finish off that last piece, and hopefully we'll continue going with my 8-year-old. And I was doing with him in first term, Explode the Code, which I've done some videos on, which I actually really love the program as a reluctant writer. It's a really, really good program. It doesn't involve too much writing. But I was flicking through the book he was kind of at before we started this program, and he is like 2 or 3 books ahead now of the book he was on when we stopped it. So he's definitely improved and definitely learned a lot in that last 8 weeks. So I do recommend, this is on Amazon, like $30 and $30, that is, and you have all your bits you got all your stories in here. So it comes with all your reading material. It comes with all your activities. It comes with your tests. It tells you exactly what to say. It gives you all the lists. It gives you all the little things to cut out. It does take some time, but definitely is worth it. And yeah, for $30, I mean, what curriculum can you buy that you can use for 2 or 3 years if you need to, that covers a variety of from 4 or 5-year-olds up into 13, 14-year-olds. And it's really kind of it actually tells you what to say to your child. So you don't have to worry about doing the wrong thing. And as the parent covering this curriculum or teaching it, you really need to read the book thoroughly and get a good understanding of how it's not phonics. There is no blending. There is no fur. It's f and and that th and ch and sh are all sound pictures. So they're not a blend, they're a sound picture. So this book explains it beautifully anyway. And before implementing it with my kids, I did look at YouTube videos, and there wasn't many around, but there are about 2 or 3 really good ones that I watched and rewatched and paused and took notes. So hopefully this helps you guys make a decision, and I can't recommend it enough. So thanks, guys. And there is a video on me doing a lesson with my 8-year-old, and there also is a little video of me doing an advanced code lesson with my 10-year-old. So that will give you an idea of what you need to do, how easy it is really. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching, and I hope it helped you make this a decision. Thank you. Bye.